This episode is just for listening, not for watching. So if you're watching this, you're not going to get entertainment value. Go for a walk, go for a hike, go to the gym. Listen to it, please. Don't watch. I'm not going to do any fancy edits, but I am going to talk to you about those two things from the title, two moving elements of addiction. And they are necessary to work on. Not just I want to work on those, or they intellectually sound ideas. Those are things that I think is critical for someone to work on when I do work with them. So one of them is going to be this element. In fact, before I tell you right now, Bulletproof Recovery is an app that I've created. It's literally for sober tracking your days. It's very interactive. It tells you after 24 hours what the body changes happen and the neuroplastic changes are happening, or and then also after a week what the body change in terms of liver. Maybe it's from alcohol. You also have a quiz on there. You also have a SOS number, cravings. It's free. Bulletproof Recovery on the App Store. You can download it right now. It's very fantastic. I'm very proud of it. With that being said, the two elements of addiction that someone must work on a recovery journey is one, the associations around the substance. What is the associations around the substance? And I'll break it into two levels. Level one associations, level two associations. Let's play a game. What do you think of when I say the word, what do you think of Jamaica? What do you think of Jamaica? Now, those little whispers in the back of your mind are the exact things that I'm talking about associations. What do you think of Paris? All right. Again, if you really just sat there and listened and thought about that, you would come up with some thought processes around the word Paris. There is associations to everything. Everything. It could be memory, it could be an experience, it could be a future, it could be something that you heard, it could be anything that you think of, you're going to have associations to something. So with addiction, let's say for cocaine, gambling, which is a behavior addictions, by the way, we've got behavior addictions, we also got chemical addictions, stimuli addictions, cocaine, alcohol, weed, right? They're all chemical. You could say the element of behavior is gambling, porn, scrolling phone, all those behaviors. So what do we do, right? What's your associations to cocaine? What's your associations to heroin? What's your associations to alcohol? What's your associations to weed? Now you're gonna have different associations for all of those. You're gonna have different layers of beliefs. So whatever your substance is, if it's weed and you're in active addiction and you don't want to recover, all of the people that are in active addiction are going to have different beliefs for someone who wants to recover or is in recovery. Active addiction, cocaine is going to be in active addiction. It's great. I'm excited for it. It's powerful. I'm confident. I love Friday nights. I love waiting on the dealer. Pablo Escobar would be happy of me. Yeah, Al Pacino, The Godfather, Miami Vice, 1980s, 1990s, noughties. You know, it's cheap. It's fantastic. I've got great friends, dealers. Right, all of those associations are going to be their first level associations. Second level associations, when it looks like cocaine, for example, what it's made of. Well, I've heard it's got petrol in it. I've heard it's got rat poison in it. It actually costs like €60, €50 a gram, and if I get an eight, that's 200, €150, and it actually costs a good bit of money. Maybe it's destroying my family on a Sunday morning, or I'm lying, I'm being a liar, right? All these associations in the background, but they're just way over there. We'll push those over in the mind. We won't listen to those because we're in active addiction. And we think the first thought process, the first layer of associations are the right layer of associations. In active recovery, we want to swap those associations. You want to think that it was great, it was fantastic while I used it, but I don't use it anymore because my life's much better that I don't use it. I'm sober, I'm clean, I'm healthy, I'm honest, I'm authentic. These are much healthier associations to start living by. So that's around cocaine. Weed, associations around that. People in active addiction would say it helps me sleep. It's relaxing. It's a wind down. It's a plant. I get it. Like it's cheap. It's not cocaine. Um, uh, you know, I I need it to keep me sane. It makes me think better. It makes me more energy. It gives me, these are associations someone in active addiction would be thinking. Again, in second layer associations where we want to have them in recovery, is that it actually can be quite destructive for your health. It does drain your energy and you're not more productive compared to when you were off the substance. Other associations that you have is that it probably doesn't help you sleep, although it's a placebo effect that you've given yourself that it's helping you sleep. It's also illegal in Ireland, quote unquote, and maybe not in the future, but it's illegal now. And if you did get caught, it's in your system for 14 days. Might be the fifth on that list of associations in your system for 14 days. I Here's an anecdote or a story that when I worked in Aer Lingus, someone really really great guy, great worker and all, but he crashed unfortunately, He had to then have the piss test in work, and he was fired because in his system for the last 14 days he was taking it. And these are secondary associations. We all know gambling's bad. We all know porn's bad. We all know cocaine's bad. But until we're actually living it and embodying it, until it's literally our principles, until it's literally our associations, we're going to find it very hard. How do we know we're going to find it very hard? Well, if I say I love walking, you're going to find it very hard for me not to go for walks. If I say I love going to the gym, you're going to find me in the gym. If I say I hate the gym, you're very likely not going to see me in the gym because I hate it. Now, I'm just saying, I obviously love the gym, but saying I hate it and I actually believed I actually believed I hate it, you wouldn't find me in the gym ever. Cocaine, negative association, it's poison. If I truly believe it's poison, I'm never ever going to have urges. I'm never ever going to want to do it because I believe it's poison and it's going to kill me if I take it. It's a very strong association that I've created in my mind. I'm very healthy and happy with that one. So now alcohol. We've gone cocaine, alcohol, cocaine, weed, alcohol now. Alcohol, first layer association, someone in active addiction. It helps me wind down. It relaxes me, helps me sleep. It's only a couple of pints. I only enjoy a glass of wine at night time. Rationalizing, of course. It's all my friends do it. It's normal in Ireland. I enjoy doing it. I love doing it. Um, yeah, and other words various around alcohol. And again, secondary associations that maybe someone in recovery would want to get to, that it's the devil's drink. It's it's making me lie. It's making me be someone that I'm not supposed to be. I'm spending too much money on it. These next associations we want to get ingrained to be primary associations, first associations. That is one element. The same for the behaviors around the gambling, around the porn, around the phone activities. There are associations that we want to have over there. That's level one associations. But you can't just tackle level one associations. So I'm putting a divider in the section here. We're going to go on to the other half, the other element of what's driving this. If you just tackle the associations of the substance, it's not going to be sufficient. Why isn't it going to be sufficient? Because the likelihood of you going into a different addiction is dramatically high. Dramatically high. Now, what do I mean by that? I just look at cocaine. Great, but I still haven't done the inner work, the change, the healing, the other side. So I'm going to use a different substance, use a different stimuli, use a different behavior to escape. Escaping. We all know substances is escaping, running, filling a void, and fix. Yeah, we've always heard substances are a fix. I need to get my fix. Right? Fantastic word. The other element, the driver, is what I'll call it. This element over here is where what's causing the outburst, the escape, the running, the filling the void. Now I meet so much people in active addiction who will say, I take it for fun, I enjoy doing it, there's no problems, I'm all good, and they're in active addiction, so you're never ever going to help them because they think they're all good. If they think they're all good, they don't think they're escaping anything. They're only trapping themselves in their own box. Kind of like if you went to help a depressed person, helping a depressed person who keeps saying, I I can't do anything. I can't do anything. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. Yeah, it's gonna be very, 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 very hard to help that person if they keep putting themselves into their own box. So the driver. What is the driver? The driver, let's say from Gabor Mate's philosophy, would be small t or big T. Small t would be this element of small trauma. Big T would be this element of big trauma. Big trauma, all your family died in a plane crash. Big T, all your family, you lose someone, you have a terminal illness yourself, or someone you know is very close to you. You have a breakup, you have a marriage breakdown, you have a bankruptcy. These are big T's. These are big situations, big traumas, big life events that change the course of your life. Small T's are small traumas, but they're compounded traumas in some way. Compounded trauma would be like, let's say you were bullied in school. That one time you were bullied in school, and then it compounds into the next day where you're basically getting more bullied. Or if even if you don't get bullied, you feel socially rejected. And when you feel socially rejected when you were younger, what happens later on in life? You take cocaine. Cocaine makes you very socially accepted. You have a bag. You're the kingpin. Taking the bag into the party. You're the main attraction. You're the main attraction because you've got what everyone wants, quote unquote. And then therefore you get this social element. You get this social inclusiveness, and you enjoy taking the substance now. But actually, what you're not enjoying the substance, you're actually enjoying the social inclusion that you don't have outside of cocaine. So that'd be an example of small t compounded over a period of time, the rejection that you felt, or the letdown you felt, or just other various characteristics like significance. You were always the A player, you were always picked first, and now you're later on in life and you're not being picked first. So therefore, you need to find significance in another way. These are small elements compounded over a period of time where you have an escape or a release or a let go. Gabor Mate would also say this idea where that all of it stems from trauma, every single one of it, every single thing addiction stems from trauma. That's an interesting philosophy. I don't know if every single thing does, but I can see it. And Sigmund Freud might also back up his, and maybe that's where Gabor Mate has got his philosophy from. Sigmund Freud did take drugs and cocaine. He did think it was. He started when it started out. He took it. He took it for medical reasons because he was a psychologist. I think he was. So therefore, he wanted to test it for these symptoms like depression. It did help with depression, but actually he became addicted to it later on in life. He had a very unstable situation with it, and he needed to stop it in the future. So he did experiment, but it was for educational purposes. Literally, when it was getting released in the 1850s, 60s, 70s, 90s, when he was flourishing, Sigmund Freud. The reason I say Freud, because everything we do, Sigmund Freud believes there's a Freudian slip. If I drop my pen right here accidentally, there's a reason for that. There's a deeper reason that I've stumbled in my thinking, I've tripped up in some way, and therefore I need it. So imagine I trip up every day from like the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm slipping up. I think I'm doing wrong. If I think I'm doing wrong, I'm living life wrong. Again, taking a substance later on in life is an escape because I think I'm doing stuff wrong. And lastly, uh, doing things wrong is it's wild because I meet so much people that are so close. All they need is just one little reframe, and then they're crystal clear. I didn't actually get to the point I wanted to say there in the last one, but I'll leave it there because I got to go for a meeting on this. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button or follow. Keep continuing on through the school course here. If you're in the school course, well done. If you want to join the school course, it's in the link in the description. Again, the Bulletproof Recovery app is available on the App Store right now to download for free. If you need some help, reach out. There's tons of resources available. I'm one of them, and there's many there. So have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the next upcoming days. See you. Bye bye.